captain on board who liked the sauce pretty well. And we never saw too much of him. But he knew after 2 days, this guy's down there. The dispensary on the John Millage was down in the quarters that were assigned to our 2 crews of 9 men each. And when he didn't wake up after 2 days, the captain came down and took a look and knew there was something wrong. At least he had enough sense. We had a British Corvette traveled in the convoy, came along board. They brought a doctor over in a basket. Taking a look at him, he knew right away. He says, this was no liquor situation. This guy's got a tumor of the brain. And he knew he couldn't move him. So we operated on him in the dispensary there. Well, he died. So they wrap him all up in canvas, the ropes all around him and everything, put him on a lever on the deck, and the captain staggered down and gave a little service, and right into the ding. But now we got the fellow that worked with him in the boiler room. He thought that they'd killed him. This fellow. He thought that they'd killed this fellow, and he was Whitey the fireman, and they never cleaned up the room. They put him right in that room where they'd done the
Where the what?
Where they
did the brain operation?
Yeah.
Oh.
Put him in there, and he's hollering all the time, "I'm Whitey the fireman. They killed my friend," and so forth. They thought he was gonna get killed too. Well, that was fine. Just outside of Gibraltar, one of the 2 boilers that they fixed in Bermuda blows, so the captain's able to somehow, some way, they say it was the captain, but I say most of the time he was onto the source. We pulled into Iran, and they said, we don't know how long it'll be. It'll be 10 days, 2 weeks, so we can take care of you. So it was about 11 days there. I don't know, 11 or 12. And our orders were all that we were going to go to Sicily, and from there go to our base, wherever, Barry, to the headquarters, Air Force. But we just pulled out of Iran, and the refrigeration system breaks down. Now we've got all this machinery strapped on the deck. We've got plows and tractors and all kinds of gear tackled down on the deck. That's all headed to Marseille. So now that the refrigeration system has let go and the food's starting to spoil, rather than taking us down to Sicily, they shipped us with the equipment going to Marseille, and there we disembarked. And we could have stayed there and fought and been there for the rest of the war.
When was that? What month and year was that?
In Marseille.
We're now in
I used to have all
end of November
44?
of 44.
44, so it's just after D-Day. D-Day was June, so
And that
it's
was
5
in
months.
45.
Oh, D-Day was 45.
45,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. No, D-Day was
Yes.
44.
45.
No, 44.
Had to be 44, Herbert. We were married in
April.
45.
D-Day was June 6th, 1944.
That's right, Herbert. We were married in 45.
Yes, we're married in October.
The war ended in 45.
Right.
The
That's
war
what
in
I'm
Europe
saying.
was
That's
over
what
in April or May of 45.
I'm saying April of 45, the war ended.
For most part, it was still went into May, I think.
We
but
was through flying. The war ended in
May 8th, I think,
45.
something like that. But Hitler killed himself in the 30th
Right,
or whatever.
right,
April.
right, right.
Yeah.
You're talking about D-Day. You're talking D-Day.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to, because you got to Marseille, so it would have to be after D-Day. Because German occupied until after D-Day. So it had to be cleared if you sat in Marseille, France. Right? So it had to be after D-Day. So if it was November, then 5 months before D-Day had occurred.
Yeah,
And you said 55 days you were delayed of getting to your unit. So that would have
from the time we left Newport News to the time we got at Cerignola,
which is Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, but how long were you in Marseille then?
About a week.
Oh, those lieutenants get you to Italy before that.
We got there in November.
So almost 2 months. So you go back up October, September.
We were
should have
55.
been there in September, right after D-Day.
Right. We were 55 days on that ship.
And that's when your mother couldn't find where you were.
Well, Walter had gone over on a troop ship, big one, and he was in Marseille at the same time that I was, but we didn't know we were there together. And
she was looking for both of you.
He was in the engineer group, and in Marseille at the same time. But of course, the folks didn't know where either of us were. Our mail was all marked missing in action. We had bags of mail for our 10 crews, waiting for us when he hit Barry. From Barry, we went by truck up to Cerignola. They wondered where we were. We had to tell them they thought we were going down the bottom of the sea, and they say all our mail was marked missing in action.
So you had the 2 West Pointers where you were in Marseille said that they had the 2 lieutenants that said we had to go report. You were all in Marseille. You could have sat out the rest of the war.
Yeah. 2 of the pilots were eager beavers, and they wanted to fly. And we sat. I mean, there were 4 officers for each. Only 3 officers for each crew because of the bombardiers were taken away from us. And we had a meeting, and these 2 eager beaver pilots, first pilots, wanted to get to flying. So they shipped them they agreed that they'd go to the airport in Marseille, get a flight over to, somehow left it up to them to go to Barry. When they went to Barry, that was hearsay, but they asked him, told them what they were, and they absolutely were dumbfounded. They'd heard nothing from us, and they thought we had been sunk.
So those 2 lieutenants, or captains, I guess, or pilots, did they make it?
They were first lieutenants at that time.
Did they make it through the war?
They were captains at the end.
Yeah, did they make it through the war?
Yeah.
No, so neither one of them were shot down?
No. One crew was one of the 10 crews that didn't make it. One of the other 10 crews got hit pretty badly. My crew got hit pretty bad, but made it through, except for the 11th mission, the nose gunner, consolidated nose turret gunner. It went right through the plexiglass, right through the steel door, the door to the consolidated nose turret had a door, and back of that was a steel door of the plane. Went through that, spun around on the plexiglass dome, landed on the table right between, there was a bombardier, I don't know who he was, can't remember, right between he and I on the desk. Piece of flag, not that big.
And did the guy that get hit in the shoulder okay?
Well, he had to go to the hospital in Cerignola. They patched him up. He missed maybe 5 or 6 flights that the crew flew on. But after my 14th mission, I never flew with my crew again because I was flying with them. And so you figure regular extra week I had at Westover Field because we were supernumerary crew there, and they shipped out 15 crews, so I had an extra week there. The 55 days in the John Millage, and the extra week I had in classification center. I had 6 months and a half when I was protected. If I'd been in some of those missions, I wouldn't have been in. Just worked out. I'm here.
And lead navigator puts you in the top echelon, right? Of the missions.
I flew in the first ship or the second ship in each formation we were in, either in the first plane or the second plane. Always had a bombardier. Always had the best planes. Always flew with lieutenant colonels.
And you were always up.
We're all right up to
the highest level.
Right,
There were
right.
4 or 5 levels of planes.
Right.
500 feet apart.
500 feet apart. So they we went into 22,000 feet. Baker would be at 21.5. Charlie would be at 21. Dog would be in the slot at 20,500. And they got to know that 500 differential.
Right.
And Dog box got the pistol.
I bet they did. Because they were the bottom ones, so everything was going through them
And
anyway.
they knew exactly how that worked.
I hope I didn't miss the turn. Yep, I think I missed the turn.
You did.